O with the info.
I don't think it's the fact that people have a problem with men saying that they have standards, but my whole thing has been, where have y'all standards been for the last 40 years? Where have, for the men in our community who are of a certain age, where have y'all standards been for the last 40 years?
What it do? It's your man, Mr. O with the info. Give me what you need to know. Another beautiful day in here in Chicago. It's Sunday. And I believe that in this modern day and age, who's to blame for the standards of the black man? Now, I have a video clip of an older woman, possible mid-Gen Xer, late-Gen Xer, saying what's been going on with men and their so-called standards in the community in the last 40 years. Where did these so-called standards of us want fit, friendly, and of course, beautiful, attractive women? You see, we have a lot of women and men living in delusion about relationships and how so relationships last or even begin. Now, she had brought up the 90s, the 80s, 30, 40 years ago, right? And she was saying all the quote unquote talking points, past and even present, about how many wanted to go ahead, all these wifey duties, wifey standards, but yet we was looking for hoes. Now, news flash. Started in the 70s, late 60s, early 70s. Majority of American women, or since we are talking about today's modern B-Dub, she's asking why y'all was chasing hoes if y'all want all these wives. Well, I hate to tell you, we ain't had no good reference, because again, in the late 60s, early 70s, a lot of women negated wanting to be wives. They wanted to be divas, boss bitches, and everything in between. Now in 2022, we have grandmothers, aunties, young ladies, and everybody wants to be so quote unquote modern wives, but still looking for traditional husbands. Now we have women with multicolored hair, late 40s, early 50s. That's supposed to be, I guess, quote unquote, older women of the community, giving good wisdom. And still great knowledge for the next generation of women that want to be wives, but unfortunately, all they want to do is sit up and complain, and all they want to do is blame the so-called black man. And yes, black men, we have our fault in the endeavors of the community. I mean, let's be real, we supposed to be the leaders, right? But who took away that leadership when we got kicked out of the homes years ago? Who took away that leadership with the government also? Yeah, as far as relationships concerned, modern day marriage pretty much is over with, unless you got your game tight and your money right. A lot of women don't want to pay attention to you. So what's the whole point of these women complaining about men that they didn't even invest in? These same men they ask to go ahead, come back to the community side, save your community, black man, by getting respect, no credence, and even we do step in the leadership road, nobody wants to follow. Yeah, but we don't want to talk about that. For real though. I'm gonna let this woman speak. I'm gonna get right back into the video. Be right back.
I don't think it's the fact that people have a problem with men saying that they have standards, but my whole thing has been, where have y'all standards been for the last 40 years? Where have, for the men in our community who are of a certain age, where have y'all standards been for the last 40 years? Because y'all haven't been talking about standards. Y'all haven't been, for y'all to be leaders, what type of examples and how have y'all been leading the standards in our community? Because a lot of this shit really that we're talking about is only a problem that we have in Black America. Because I'm gonna tell you something, in other countries, in other Black countries where we are overseas, in other countries, their families, their men, their women, they don't put up with this shit. They don't sit up there. You gonna sit up there and you gonna have sex with 4 or 5 different women and get them pregnant, not marry them. They don't put up with this shit. So this is a whole thing that is unique to Black America. But when it come all down to it, like I've been saying, where has the standards been? Where has this whole talk about standards and you want a woman that's fit, feminine, cooperative, and all this different stuff? Where has that shit been for the last 40 years? Because I ain't seen it. As a matter of fact, I'll go back 30 years. Where's that shit been in for the last 30 years? Because I ain't seen it. I haven't seen it for the last 30 years. Men wasn't looking for doggone women to be wives. They was looking for women to be hoes. And you got a lot of men out here who have children by multiple women, and they ain't married now one of them. So you can't sit up. So that's the woman's fault that she got with somebody and she thought that they were gonna be together and she had a baby by him. Okay, do we have oops babies? Absolutely. Like shit, people get caught up at least one time. But what I'm saying is men have gotten real loud about their standards and what they want what they want from women. But my thing is shit, for all these Black women that have multiple children by multiple baby daddies, where was they daddy? Talking to them about, waiting for marriage and not letting some dude run through you and all this different stuff. What did her father teach her? Oh, I forgot, that's the Black woman's fault because we raising them. You understand what I mean? It's a lot of shit that we basically, like I've been saying, Noble. It's only really a certain demographic of men, and they really are influencing the younger generations.
Well. As you've seen in the video, this particular B-Dub was asking particular question to a particular group of men. But maybe she has her men screwed up. I mean, she asked, where was this going on in the last 40 years? Now, to be frank, I hope she ain't talking about Gen Xers and millennial men, because those men will be children or not even born yet if she's talking about these current state of men that's on today that's of that age. If she's referring to the men that she grew up looking up to or was around, which is pretty much boomers, she could blame them on why majority of them left the home, didn't want to be fathers, or even upright men here in society as far as the community is concerned. Yes, it did happen in the other cultures as well during that time period, but we focusing on the community. And to answer this woman's question, them boomers did what they did, and guess what? Them women back then loved their dirty draws because you wouldn't be here to complain about what's going on right now. Yeah, how you like them apples? And again, who is she talking about? Is she talking about the upright, go to work, stay out of trouble? That's not that does not determine character, right? Dudes that keep their head down or keep their head up, keep their chin up, and gotta do what they gotta do, but nobody want to take them dudes serious because he's too serious, or he look like he boring. Is she referring to those guys? Or she's talking about them knuckle dragging, walking about, oh, the Black woman is God, oh, dude. Them type of dudes that's flown around that let them do what they want, and saying not putting in check in their behavior. She's asking, where are these same men that got so-called standards now. She was asking what even happened 30 years ago. Now, this woman appears to be late Gen X or early millennial. So if we talking about 30 years ago, which we referring to in the 90s, she was there. That means either A, she didn't participate and she has merits and warrants to go ahead and complain. But let's be a little bit real here, and not to be a judgmental person, but based on the aesthetics and observation of this woman's character and personality, I guarantee you she probably participated in all the dysfunction that she's complaining about regarding black men. And we all know this is true because we have videos, music, movies of this said behavior, and nobody wants to talk about it until now, like right now. And who set the standard? Who created these men that she is complaining about? Again, majority of men either A, left the house, and we know about them dudes that went to go get a pack of cigarettes or get a bottle of that Thunderbird and never come back, or with the particular, investigation regarding another thing involving welfare, women basically saying F the black man and getting welfare and putting up this pseudo like he just left and we gotta be struggling type of story. Been going on for 50 years in the black community, but she forgot to mention that. Again, I'm not here to defend every black man because we have men of non-noble character that has caused dysfunction in the community, but we have finally have a voice to say they only the smallest percentage. Even though they're a small percentage, they cause a big chaos. But for some reason, these men are able to procreate, replicate, and duplicate themselves multiple times in a 40-year span, and that's what we got right here. And she asking, where did these men high standards coming down 2022? Well, go ahead to answer this question. Well, the old adage, especially when we have the Godfather right here, is when you know better, you do better. Men cannot afford to make mistakes in society, especially black men. We under a microscope and we have to do everything perfect to a T, even though you never get the credit for it or the revenue from it. But until then, we still have to go keep our chin up high, chest out, and basically prove to the world of what we not. Just to show the B-Dub that we are better, we do better, therefore we moving better into better pastures, better cultures. And she was mentioning cultures of women not putting up with this. Lady, do you know that there's concubines and multiple wives in other countries, especially in y'all favorite African countries? Therefore, the men can have multiple wives, concubines, but for some reason, y'all never want to bring that up about that unless it's involving Pookie and Ray Ray and his harem or any other guy that wants to go ahead and exercise the option with multiple women and still want monogamy from them same men, even though they are the cream of the crop. But that's neither here nor there. Again, it's your man, Mr. O, with the info. Give me what you need to know, but you ain't here for me though. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'm out. Peace.
Mr. O with the info.